All right, cool. So I'm gonna start it off, Pepe. You can go ahead and start the recording. All right. So what are the five core base rules? We're gonna start off with something simple.
Respect, no AFK, don't shoot your fellow soldiers or tase them, ask permission, and be active.
Cool. Great. So let's say we're gonna try a RP scenario. Correct. Game members come up there all the time. Some even want to come up there just to record you to see if you're using the proper macros. You don't use the proper macros, you get jailed, of course. Um. So let's say this little thing right here, the two desks. You see a line that separates them right from the rest of the room. You know, let's say that's the pavement. I have my weapon though. Better yet, I'm not even on the pavement, but I'm looking at you with my weapon though. How would you handle this scenario? Someone just standing there staring with their weapon out. They're not shooting you. They're not aiming at you.
I think I saw those in the new macro thing that you sent me and on Discord. I haven't had a chance to add those just yet. But I believe it's the macro that says to put your weapon away and to not step on the pavement.
No, there's a macro in the original macro list as well. Yeah, that's one for it, but there's also another one. Hold on, let me turn this radio off. There's another one as well. The
Hi, sir.
audacity.
How you feeling?
Are you? What's going on?
Oh my days. You guys actually killed me. I don't even got no weapons.
Well, you shouldn't even be on the base anyways. So if you gotta talk
You
to
can't
us,
come on the base?
wait for us at Southgate. You shouldn't be on the base.
No one is allowed?
No, sir, civilians
No.
would be walking through here all day if people were allowed.
Nobody told me. They said me you can just go check in with them if you don't have weapons.
Yeah, you can stand at the gates and ask for assistance, but you cannot touch the concrete. You can't come on here. It's a military base. It's a highly restricted area.
Got it. My bad. My fault.
Oh, good.
But she gave me violation 2, 3 violation. I don't know. I talked to her. I didn't say her nothing.
All right, cool. Like I said before resuming, there's another macro as well.
I put the draws firearm in sight.
Did you? Oh, you did. Oh, great. You must have did it as soon as he came in here.
Yeah,
But yeah,
sorry.
that's what we do. Then after that, those are the warnings, basically. So talk to me, man. I'm a civilian. I'm not gonna say anything, of course. I'm here to
How you doing,
troubleshoot.
sir? How may I help you? Could you please put your weapon away, sir, and step off the pavement? I'll be able to help you. Do you have a working mic, sir? Can you hear me? Sir? Sorry, my walkie's on.
Turn it off,
Excuse
man.
me, sir. Yeah, I just turned it off. Could you please return to the off the pavement, sir? Excuse me, sir. Put your weapon away. Thank you, sir. If you could please put your weapon away, I'd be able to help you. Sir, please stop emoting. Yeah, unfortunately, if you don't put your weapon away, I won't be able to help you, sir. This is a restricted area.
After that scenario, which you have done, which I want to explain it to you for further understanding, you have thrown up state your purpose, draws firearm, then you threw up the three warnings. When he, after that, realistically, after he keeps refusing to comply, of course, you would kill him. But you already know how to handle that, as you've shown.
Yeah, I usually try to talk them down, and then they, for the
Yeah,
most part,
that's the proper way to do it to diffuse the situation. As a military, we're not just hey, listen to me or I kill you. You try to diffuse the
yeah,
situation, you try to communicate, which you've done. So excellent.
yeah, especially if they're a lower level, I find like sometimes they're just like really excited or something, starting out the game. So they usually comply after trying a little bit.
Yeah, okay. So let's say right here, this little middle part right here, is the circle, correct? Blue circle that's on the concrete. I'm new. You see, I'm like level, let's say 5. I'm still in the tutorial because now it's level 6 when they finish the tutorial now. So I gotta make that announcement to change that in the macros from level 5 to level 6. But of course, I'm gonna ask you the requirements. You check me, you try to do my screening. Show me how you would handle a civilian that wants to, join the army. All right.
Yes, sir. Excuse me, sir. Upbeat. Once you're done in the blue circle, if you could step off the pavement, I'd be able to help you. Because I know they're allowed to go onto the circle at least one time so they could read the information.
Yeah, I say give them at least like 5 minutes with the circle because I was in the faction leadership event. And one dude said he did walk into the circle and people started shooting at him. And he said he was just trying to read it and he was dyslexic. So he needed a little more time. So, just try to give them at least like, maybe 5 minutes. 5 minutes is reaching. So after that, they shouldn't even need to go back in there. But I read them done
Yeah,
being here.
I see what you're saying. I know.
Sir, I would like to join the army.
All right, 1 second. I gotta change the one so I could say my position, correct, Colonel? S-
Not entirely, no. It's
Not yet,
optional.
right? Okay.
No, just keep going. What? How do I join the army? I was curious. I have a task.
All right, sure. So quick question. Do you have a Discord, sir?
No, what's Discord?
So Discord is just uh NRP speaking, like a messaging app. We use it in this faction for communicating and giving information and updates during like if we have any events and stuff as well.
Okay, what are the requirements for Discord and the requirements to join the army?
So if you want to join the army, your Discord username, it would have to match the name that you're RPing with on this account. I see you have Upbeat Ruthless.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So yeah, once you make that account, just make sure your username matches the one that you're RPing with here. Quick question, sir. How old are you? Give me your age and your date of birth.
December 19th, 2006. Why are you here? Why are you here?
Mr. Hank, why are you here? Oh, I guess you learned the hard way.
Are y'all done with training? After that, can I have a couple of soldiers guard the entrance to radio tower? We're trying to do an interview, and there's civilians and people, other people trying to disrupt it. After you're done with training, can I have a couple of soldiers, at least like two, guard the entrance to radio tower? Guard the entrance, make sure nobody gets in. The civilians, there's people coming inside radio tower disrupting it. Sorry, man, I gotta add extra security just to make sure you get this in.
It's all good.
Don't get distracted. Um,
So
okay.
real quick,
So now we're on the army requirements. That's where we left off.
yeah, I was gonna say. So for me, I find it, at least I don't know how it feels for everybody else, but for me, I find it better instead of asking them straight up their age, because I feel like that kind of puts them on guard. Like they might feel or like have an instinct to lie. So I try to trip them up by asking them one of the other questions first, and then their age, and then I show them the requirements. Like in case they try to lie about their age.
Cool. All right. So what's the army requirements, sir? Gave you my birthday.
So if you see in the chat above, these are the requirements to joining the army. So you're of age. What level are you, sir?
Level 5.
All right, that's cool. You have a working mic. We spoke about the Discord. You got to make sure that your Discord username matches the one you're RPing with here, and you need to have no criminal activity. I'm gonna request some documents from you real quick. Just accept, okay? All right, I see you have some violations here, sir.
Can't have violations.
No, sir. And your work record book is actually very impressive. But you'd have to take care of those violations, so you'd have to turn yourself in before be able to continue with the process, sir.
All right. You nosy. You actually flipped through it. All right, man. All right, great job. You did tell me where to go for the Discord. You told me the proper requirements. I will have to make an announcement in Discord. It needs to be level 6, but I'll make that announcement later. So for right now, and during this right here, it is still gonna be level 5.
All right, I'll change it. That's not a problem.
Yeah, cool. No, it's not a problem because it's an original macro, so it's not even your fault that it's like that. So you don't have to worry about that.
Copy that.
Okay. Now we're gonna practice with soldier RP scenarios. I'm not gonna be a soldier or anything. But what I will do is give you some examples of conflict and stressful situations, and see how you handle those situations. All right,
Yes, sir.
all right. So the common ask question. So let's say there's a hard hat, right? A lieutenant. He just got the hard hat, like maybe an hour ago. You know what I mean? He sees like a recruit doing something wrong. The recruit isn't listening. Um, he's just standing still. He could be going off to do something, but he doesn't know to put 10-6 yet. So as the hard head, he throws up his macro taser and tases the person. Who's in the Is he in the wrong for doing that, and why? And what is the proper process that he should do?
Could you repeat that first part again? You said the soldier, but not the hard hat. He was just standing there. Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, the recruit is just standing there. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't know to put 10-6 in the chat if he's going to do something. He can be going to, fix some tea or something, you know what I mean? But he doesn't know to put 10-6. They forgot to tell him that. So he's just standing there, and the hard hat tases him because hard hat's trying to get his attention.
Yeah, so the person that was basically AFK is in the wrong. The hard hat didn't do anything wrong. He was just trying to get his attention. But when he comes back to the mic or anything, he'd just have to explain to him how to, if he needed to go step away for a few minutes, just how to do it.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? The hard hat is actually in the wrong because you're not supposed to be tasing soldiers, unless he's like trying to kill you or something, But other than that, he's a recruit. You actually have to take into consideration, the fact, oh, this guy might not know what he's doing. He could, as long as he's not gone for like 8 minutes or more, he's cool. But you do have to try to educate that person, you know what I mean? Because they just joined, no telling what they know, no telling who trained them, you know. So the hard hat isn't actually supposed to be tasing anyone, just because they're standing still and not listening. Just try to, shoot near them, get their attention, maybe try to get them, from being AFK. Yeah, no teasing.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That was a trick question. You said tasing. Yeah, the shooting is usually what we would do to like shoot to the side just to make some noise to get their attention.
Yeah, I know, I got you.
You
It's meant to mess with you. It gets a
got me.
couple of people actually. Um, Now as for that, that's been settled. Let's say there's two soldiers arguing. You know what I mean? They're arguing at Westgate. Let's say there's like six soft hats in total, right? So there's two of them. They're arguing in front of everybody else. You come down there to supervise, and you see this happening. What do you do to try to handle the situation?
First thing we do is put body cam on, and then um try to diffuse the situation, try to get people to calm down, listen, but definitely put your body cam on just so we could have evidence and stuff.
Okay, cool. Trying to diffuse it is great. Also, might be great as well. You did great on that question, but try to, pull them to the side, because they could have friends or something that's gonna try to butt in,
Right.
and you don't want them to start butting in, and then it gets to a whole ball of just yelling because, yeah, that happens. So to avoid that, you just want to pull those two to the side, so everybody won't be butting in and say, "Hey, that didn't really happen," and the other person has body cam, so what they
Yeah, I got
say
you.
didn't happen actually happened. They're just trying to lie for their friend. You know what I mean? Then it's just a whole bundle of lies and violence. It gets chaotic.
Yeah, it makes sense. I got you.
All right, real on that one. Um, I want to ask you something. Right. So, what do you believe a leader should do? Like right now as a colonel, you're a leader for all the hard hats that are with you and under you, even the soft hats that are under you. You know what I mean? Especially them. What should a leader do? What is the role? How should they act? What should they teach people? Should they be an example? What is it? What is a leader? What's the difference between a leader and a boss?
I think the difference between a leader and a boss is just gonna tell you what to do, and if you don't give results, then you're out. A leader is gonna show you um how to lead. Like how to follow orders and stuff. Lead by example. I would want to lead. How I would want to be led. Just giving out as much advice as possible. You know, listening and hold on. Sorry. Yeah, just basically, hearing people out if people have any inputs that they have, learning to listen to people and stuff, not just always being the one to, try to, you know, give orders.
Mm, yeah, cool. Okay. So my mind just went blank. I have no idea why. But that's great. I'm glad you think that way, of leading people. That goes for my correct.
Yeah, if I could give some examples, I'd say people like you, Sir Upbeat, Mr. Cakes, you guys are great leaders. Like, I'd want to do things the way you guys do things. You guys give a lot of information, you hear people out, give people the benefit of the doubt. Some people, they're new to the game, the experience. This is my first NRP speaking. And I don't know, I found it like this is like a really good community. I find myself spending a lot of time here and stuff. So if I'm going to be here as a leader, I'm just trying to make everybody have a good experience the same way I am.
what is the ideal military community? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is it teamwork, strategizing, bonds? What is it? You know what I mean? Is it all three mixture? Is it something
Yeah,
extra and beyond? What is it to you? Discipline, you know.
I think it's all of those, sir. Knowing that everyone here has my back and I have their back the same. I feel like that's part of it. Um, I love that the main rule, one of the biggest things that we're big on is respect. Um, Stuff happens. We can't control everything, but the way that we take care of it and how we respond after, I think is what's important.
What is happening? I'm gonna try to send them back to HP and see if that works.
Yeah, I got a complaint when you're free.
You said what?
I said I've got a complaint. I want to speak to. want to speak to you when you're free, Mister Upbeat. I didn't realize you was in an interview, so I tried to run back out. I can't move.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to send you back to HP and see if that works, buddy. All right.
Yeah, send me to high heaven.
We are all gathered here today.
Don't even start.
May I have a task to do? Shoot 70 bullets.
Come on, let's focus.
He was lagging, Sir Enzo, and he asked to go to HP.
Sir Enzo, you didn't see that whole situation go down? He literally asked to go to HP because he's stuck in the air. You don't see
Yeah,
him
he couldn't
flipping
move.
around? Man, literally. Usually when people get glitched like that, because it happened to me, they can't respawn. Literally, you will press the button as many times as you can, and they literally can't do it. And they're just
Yeah,
stuck.
yeah, that happens to me, and my whole screen be frozen. I can't touch nothing.
Yeah, you will relog and you will still be right there. You know what I mean? So that's why I sent him to HP, like he asked. Anyway, moving forward. Um, okay. So you said it's all of those things, right? So what is it? Why is that important? What is discipline? What is that ideal soldier? What is the ideal community? Give me examples, explain it, scenarios, whatnot.
I think there's people that are
Hold
being
on,
able.
pause
Sorry,
real quick.
God.
Yo, Enzo, man, I have it on body cam. I don't really get caught lacking. I've been doing this for a long time now. So I have it on body cam. Him asking to go to HP, and Cakes is recording the whole thing, really. So Cakes probably has it on body cam as well. Yeah, I've been here a long time, man. It's hard to catch me lacking. I'm not gonna lie to you. It took a head administrator to even, you know, get me. So, but anyway, go ahead, Paul.
So, sorry. So, just basically, I think the ideal community, like with discipline and stuff like that, the soldiers, I think is just people being able to take accountability if they mess up. You know, being able to take orders, being able to take constructive criticism, not taking things too personally. Being respectful. Because if we're not here, being respectful to each other, none of this is gonna work. Anything could happen, and people just flip out and stuff. So I think it's good to let them know as soon as before they even walk through the doors. Like I kind of put that in the pre-interview process when I'm up there before I give macros and stuff. Like when I ask them why do they want to join the army, I try to like let them know like there's a lot of standing around. We're really big on respect, holding our mics and stuff like that. Like just giving them like a basic idea before they come in because we don't really want people just coming in here wasting our times and stuff because our time is valuable. So just basically just being respectful and stuff. You know, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. But what about the bonds? Like as far as discipline goes, yeah, that's all great. Knowing the rules and whatnot. What about the bonds? What about the community? Does that strengthen us? Strengthen us? What's examples of that? How does that affect us? How does that make us stronger, or how does it make us weaker? In your opinion?
I think having more activities and stuff will build morale, build more bonds. More people will be willing to speak up and talk and, share ideas and stuff like that. I think being able, like during the briefs and stuff, being able to voice our opinions and stuff like that during those times, it just shows, you know, that I'm losing my train of thought. Sorry,
Yeah, I hear
but
background noise. It's okay.
yeah, my daughter's kind of acting crazy over there.
Yeah, keep going. You're doing great. Just keep going.
Um, where was I?
Bonds, being able to speak out and whatnot.
Oh yeah, having a more fun environment so that people are, just keeping the morale up and stuff like that. I I'm not sure. Like, just I feel like the bonds they come naturally. Like there's a few players here. Like, I don't know, we just hit it off like automatically. Like naturally. Like when things are going good. Um, that's why I feel like the bonds are important because it'll keep people, wanting to stay here rather than just to go run off into the streets and then just cause havoc and be disrespectful before they leave and stuff like that.
Cool. So those bonds encourage them not to leave, and if they leave, they come back. Um,
Yeah, exactly.
all right. So that's discipline. That's bonds. That's the perfect soldier, really. Um, as far as RP in theory, you are great. Hold on. Let me think. Cause something. Just give me a second. You know what? Before we continue the questions, hold on. I'm gonna throw up the macro test, and I want you to throw up every macro you have, alright, that is part what we have going on.
Copy that. I might have some a couple that are duplicated because I've been trying to rearrange them so that it's easier for me to do. But I'm gonna show you
Yeah,
what I got
yeah,
right
that's
now.
cool. Just click all of them. If it's the same one, don't click it.
Those are the ones I got right now. I noticed the
Good.
hard hat ones. I was gonna like switch out the ones that I have instead of
You,
adding more.
you ain't even gotta explain that to me, brother. You said that before the game
Yeah,
even started. Just make sure you have those. Good God, man.
yeah. There's so many. There's so many.
And you had because you added twice. He got the raid times and slash. I think he got him in slash flobby as well. Hey, man, listen. Cool. You good in my book. Um, you even have to state your purpose. You have all the Yeah, don't do that.
Copy that.
Yeah, just put it in a folder or something if you don't want to look at it no more. Don't do that. You have way too many.
Yeah,
To
it's a
be honest,
lot.
though, nigga.
That's why I'm thinking instead of like adding more, I'm just gonna go through the ones that I have and then like just fix them from the Discord.
Yeah, and if there's ones that you don't have, you can just add those, or you can try to summarize them. Who knows, man? Just make sure you have them. Right?
Yes, sir.
Let's see. So that's
Wait,
the macro tip. Huh? What's up, Chris?
sorry. Am I the only one with like 90 macros?
Yeah, I think you're
90?
adding them instead of like taking
Uh,
them out and stuff.
I don't know how many I have. 90 is quite a bit. But he doesn't have the interview questions. I have 76.
Well, I have 90
Yeah, I
because I also
remember.
have my ATU macros as well.
Yeah, you have your ATU macros. I'm the ATU supervisor, so I don't even really have those. I make sure y'all have them though. Let's see. So that's your macro test scenario theory. Um, does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Paul Isaac, you are on your way to becoming a major general, sir. Can you please tell us, like, what are the duties of a major general?
From what I can see, we oversee the gates, make sure our soldiers are doing like the interviews, the pre-interviews before we do the intakes, and we also do the interviews ourselves, the 1 star.
Okay, is that all, sir?
I'm sure there's more. I haven't had the chance to ask the 1 star gens like what is it exactly that they have to do, but I kind of observe and see what they're doing, and from what I see is basically like they stand at the south gate, sometimes at the west gate, and they just make sure that the soldiers are doing like making sure the civilians are being helped, or if there's a gang member or something, and then we'll do the interview process ourselves. The 1 star general speaking. Right, and exactly the permissions. You guys give permissions to drive the vehicles or to do the
All right.
watches.
Yeah, Mr. Paul Isaac, when you become a major general, and you have no like higher up around during raid, you're going to be like the FG. Do you understand that, sir?
Yeah, so like chain of command. Now I'll be the next higher up, the highest ranking.
Yeah, you're allowed to take over raid if there's no higher up around to do so, and you're also allowed to do an observation of training, and you are to tell a colonel to conduct training, and you're also to tell the soldiers the hard arts, the soft arts to respond to radio check when you call for radio checks, and also, you are to tell the soldiers to make sure that the BCs, the MVs, do not despawn at their gates, sir.
Copy that.
And Mr. Paul,
Yes,
what
sir.
what army vehicle do you use if there's no 2-star general or higher to spawn Bearcats?
I want to say buses, but I feel like the not the small car, the Humvee. I think it is appropriate. I think we're not
You're,
allowed to use the buses now, if I heard that correctly. They don't want us using the buses.
you're supposed to use the buses if there's no 2-star general or higher to secure gate.
I can't remember who I heard it
There
from. I think
are.
someone said we're not supposed to use. They don't want us using the buses. I didn't
Yeah,
confirm with
yeah,
anybody though.
Yeah, it's
I
it's
think we're to be
actually
using
said
the.
that they don't want us to use the buses. Why? What I'm saying, why? not used to buses.
Yeah,
How about
Humvee.
this?
Yeah.
You know what? How about this? We put two buses up at Southgate. I'm gonna get my personal vehicle and I'm gonna run behind it and let's see what happens. All y'all are gonna get flattened. Flattened. You can't defend the base. You can't do nothing. Yeah, you know, that bus isn't blocking anything. All it's gonna do is fly towards y'all and knock all of y'all down. Now imagine somebody plans that, right? They're like, oh, these soldiers are stupid. They're using buses. All right, you go through the sandbags, you get some speed, you knock the buses down, so it's gonna make them all fly. I'm gonna get on top of the mountain. Once I see them flying, I'm gonna shoot them while they're on the ground. There, whole Southgate going.
Right. Yeah. You guys know how long I've been here. Like I've seen us use the buses and stuff like that, but it was recently that I've heard, not to use the at least not to use them. I just didn't confirm with any generals or anything.
Yeah, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? Even some generals don't even know that. So
Yeah, that's why I
that's why
figured
I
we
keep
should just use the
clarifying.
Humvee.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, the Humvees are better because somebody it's a little harder to knock down. Not only that, if somebody runs through it, you're not all getting knocked over. But yeah,
Also if we need to back, run back to catch cover, it's hard to get between them buses or around them buses to get to safety or to get cover. So that's why
Right.
Moha said to just forget about the buses and just use the Humvees because at least we can hop on those real quick and try to, take cover.
Yeah, I pay attention. I'm listening. I know. Thank you for asking that, Flocka. Try to trip me up.
Yeah.
great.
All right. Mr. Paul Isaac. Are you familiar with your RP rules and your army faction rules, sir?
I remember last time. I can't remember if it was Mr. Russo that told me to remember the RP ones. I'm not exactly sure if it was all of them that we had to remember, but I do know a few of them. If should I say the ones that I do know?
No. How about your army faction rules? Do you know them?
Are you speaking of the five rules?
No, the 10 army faction rules.
The ones in the little green book is in the faction Discord. I don't expect you to call them out by number. Usually, when people start calling army faction rules out by number, like Army 4, the use of firearms, physical force and all that with endangering civilians around you and whatnot, or if it's aiming a taser at a soldier, killing soldiers and whatnot. Army 1 disrespecting towards, the colleagues and the civilians, and, Army 6 non-subordination and following the rules of generals and whatnot. That comes with experience. You know what I'm saying? You're a
Copy
colonel.
that.
You feel me? So when I'm gonna send you the book personally, both books, the game rule books, the faction rule books, because there's actually faction rules. And some
Yes.
people don't even know that there's actually rules for the leader. And some people don't even know where to find that faction leader book. You know what I'm saying? I know where to find all the books. I've looked at all the books. That's how I don't get caught lacking like I do. You know what I'm saying? Gang has rules as well. It's called clan. That's what I get. I get gangs jailed for their rules. Look through those rules thoroughly. You will actually. So this comes with experience, right? This comes with extensive experience in studying. When you do that right and you turn stuff in, you will know even what admins aren't supposed to be doing. You feel me? I've had an admin instantly close my ticket and deny me my server admin, which I requested. But when you do your research, you know they're not supposed to do that. And that's why he got in trouble. You feel me? Because he wasn't supposed to do that. The more you study, the safer you would be. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you're recording everything. Nobody's gonna expect you to body cam a ticket. Who screen records tickets? Little does he know, I was strange. You know, so once you get the suit, I'm gonna send you the books personally. I'm gonna send Toxic the books as well. Take your time, try to look at it, for fun. Don't look at it as stress. Oh, I have to know this or I'm going to get demoted. Because I'm sure you're aware of what you are and what you are not supposed to do. But not being able to call out the number is something that, it'll be a great thing to do, but it's not a requirement because there's a whole lot of generals that don't even know, there's been DFGs and FG that can't call each rule out by the exact number, but they know what you're not supposed to be doing, right? So as long as you know what to do and what not to do, that's what I expect from everyone. But as for calling out, oh, Army One is this, Army Two is this, Army Four is this, Army, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't expect you to do that. You know what I mean? I don't expect you to call it right out of the book. You know what I mean? That's not
Yes,
something I
sir.
would ever expect from you. RP 13, faction non roleplay. RP 14, sexual harassment or just harassment. RP 15, faction disruption. You know what I'm saying? RP 1, deathmatch. RP 4, non roleplay. You know what I mean? You
Yes,
know what I'm saying?
sir. I'm
Abuse
glad you
5,
said that. Yeah.
abuse 5, blocking working circles. If somebody gets a car and blocks that recruitment circle, or they block the work circles, that's abuse 5. No, what I'm saying, no, abuse 3, constantly not following the rules. You get 3 to 30 days ban. That comes with not only teaching people and explaining constantly and constantly and constantly, but that also comes with being here for that long. That's why when people say, "Oh, Upbeat, I'm gonna get you fired. Upbeat, I'm gonna get you," they can't get me, and that's why they don't put bounties on my head either, because I'm gonna get them if I catch them. You feel me? It's
All right.
it's what I'm saying. Just be careful. Don't get nervous. You feel me? You're doing great. You're doing
Yeah.
awesome.
One more thing, Mr. Paul Isaac. Always have your body cam on when you become a major general, because trust me, you're going to be in charge of the hard arts, the soft arts, and on of lately the recruits, they've been going crazy on us. They have different attitudes and all that. So always have your body cam on for any offense committed on base and off base. That's just a good advice from me to you, sir.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Now here's the thing about always having it on. There's a difference between always having it on and having it ready. You feel me?
Yeah.
So having it on, you're gonna run out of storage. Maybe like 2 hours tops. Because it's going straight to your gallery. If you use Twitch, okay, you can record for as long as you want to because it's gonna go straight to Twitch. It's gonna get uploaded. Um, what I do is that I start the recording, then I have this little white hot bar that shows up or something, and I click pause, and it shows this red dot. And anytime something starts going down, bam, tap the red dot. That's the way I can react fast when something happens and catch it in that exact moment. When turning in body cam evidence, review it first to make sure the screen didn't freeze or lag or whatnot. If it lags, it's cool, but if it freezes completely, it's eh. You want at that bottom left right there, that's right next to one state, you want that server time, and you want to make sure you have the person's username in that recording. You know what I mean? It's the same way for tickets. And remember when you're sending tickets in, your identity is not anonymous. Also, when you're sending tickets in, do not send the same video in two different tickets. They will freeze your ticket. Do not tag admins that are not dealing with your ticket or the only time you can tag admins is the one that's dealing with your ticket. If you're telling them something, because that's the way you get notifications through the ticket. Or if you having permission from an admin to tag them. They say tag me in the ticket because they seen it personally. So try to have evidence of them telling telling you to tag them. You know what I mean? It's a way of having a little extra
Yeah.
defense, a little extra insurance. You know what I mean? Always be careful. Even if you're around your most trusted people, always be careful. Understand? You know, always act like somebody's watching you. Always.
I hear you.
Are there any other generals that have something to say? Have a question to ask him?
Are you ready to commit loyalty and respect fully to your suit, sir?
Yes, sir.
Flocka did just ask you how many raids do you attend today? Just off the top of your head, how many do you think, like minimum?
I probably, to be honest, I think I attend them all besides today because I was up pretty late last night, so I actually woke up late. I never get to sleep in. I wake up early every day, but even when I'm at work, I sneak off and I like NRP speaking. I sneak off and I try to attend all the raids. I do that for like the dog tags and everything, all the experience just to level up.
Huh.
Yeah, he actually
Hey, that's a
attends
lot of
more.
dedication. You said what, Crystal?
Sorry, I was saying, yeah, he actually attend more reads than me because in IRL, we have kids and stuff, so I be having to take care of the kids, and he'll be at work, clocked in, stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's not a big deal because you're really only expected to attend four, but it's cool. Um, what I will say, bro, why did my
Enzo
mic
had a
disappear?
question.
Yeah, I just saw. The permissions, you saying the stuff that we can grant, I would say permission to drive a vehicle, I would say permission to do watches. If someone was to ask for OBR, I guess I'd be the one that'd be able to do it. Is that what you mean, sir?
I'm guessing that's what he meant. He said yes and more.
Yeah, Mr. Paul Isaac, permissions. You have like permissions to go on Obi Haro. You can drive off base as a general and all that. You can grant interviews. You can go from your home to base, and yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, you mean like the things that I'm able to do. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You can grant watches. You can do your radio checks.
Yeah, base status. Base status is different from base check. You're telling them to tell you the status of the base. There's that.
Yeah, could you elaborate on that? So, I forgot who asked me to do a base status yesterday, and I started a base check, and I was a little
Yeah, I
confused.
did. I did.
Oh
Base
I
yeah.
did.
status is
When I when I when I, you can go general.
Oh no, go ahead, OGD. Because hold on, what Enzo said.
Yeah,
What does
base
leader and boss mean to
status.
you, and who you want to be? Enzo, we asked him that question already, brother. That was kind of like the fifth question that we asked him. Go ahead and just repeat yourself, Paul. Just answer his question.
Oh, sorry, Enzo. So basically, I would want to lead everybody the way that I would want to be led. With respect first. Um, Definitely listening. If anybody ever has any questions, comments, or concerns, being having an open ear, keeping an open mind, and just guiding them, with the best guidance that I could give them. Um, Try to give them all the knowledge that I know, just so that they can have a good experience here, a fun experience. Because I want everybody to have the same experience that I'm having here. I didn't expect to have so much fun and make the connections that I'm making with everybody and stuff. NRP speaking, like I said before, this is my first RP kind of game and stuff like this. So I don't know. I don't know what I was expecting out of this, but obviously I'm still here. I'm always active and stuff. So I want everybody to just have fun and you know exactly that. Just have fun.
What does boss mean though? What's the difference between leader and a boss?
Well, a boss is just gonna tell you what to do. They're not really gonna care. They just want results. And if you don't give results, then they're not gonna give you much attention. They're most likely just gonna try and get you out or something. Try to replace you with someone that's just gonna do what they want you to do. Not gonna hear you out.
Cool, brother, man. Cool. Um, what did you have to say, OGD?
No, no, no. I'm okay. I'm okay, sir.
Okay, cool. Uh, that sums up your interview, Mr. Paul. You were dismissed, said from Sir Enzo.